This is a tub full of camping and backpacking stoves. I've got big stoves, little stoves, all the stoves, and I'm taking them out to give them all a little test to see what works and what doesn't work to get ready for a big fun family summer of camping. So why do I have so many camping and backpacking stoves? I used to own an outdoor retail store, and I felt that I needed to try out every stove that we sold so that I didn't lead my customers astray when they were looking for the perfect stove for their next adventure. It's funny that out of this whole bin of stoves, the one that my family selects, no matter the season, is this one, a canister stove. And the irony is that it is one of the most hated pieces of equipment by ultralight thru hikers. And I totally get it. This bad boy is heavy and it's clunky and it's annoying. It doesn't pack down small. It's not lightweight. But here are reasons why this is always the first stove that we grab. First, it's a system, and I like systems. Stove, fire, fuel, pot, bam. That's easy. I like that a canister stove is reliable in all seasons and in all temperatures. I live in the Rocky Mountains, and while we're having an unusually warm winter, I've used it a ton on backcountry ski trips and snowshoe trips and on backpacking trips that have been really rainy and cold, and it always seems to be a reliable source for heating up my food and my water. I like the canister stoves are easy. You just screw the fuel on, then turn the valve to adjust the amount of fuel coming out of the canister, and then you light it with a lighter, or sometimes these canister stoves have ignition buttons, but most of the time those don't work anyways. So I always just bring a lighter because that's more dependable than anything else. But this is not a perfect system. One of my biggest challenges is knowing exactly how much fuel to plan for a backpacking trip. Each stove is so different and uses the fuel at different rates. And things like temperature, elevation, and if you're simmering or boiling water can affect the speed at which the fuel is used. I usually weigh my canisters to know how much fuel is left. And when I was guiding regularly, I actually kept a spreadsheet with how much fuel we'd use per person, per trip. And my guides and I had that down to a science, except for one time when it got super cold and we ran out of fuel because we boiled so much water. You can use a kitchen scale to weigh your canisters, or you can buy one of these little JetBoil weights. There's a lot of accessories that go with these canister stoves, and most of them I just kind of think are garbage. The other thing that I don't like is disposing of these fuel canisters can be really tricky. You can't just throw them in the garbage. You have to find a place that recycles them. And you can't fly with this fuel. So if you're headed to Europe or some other place for a big international adventure, you'll have to find a different fuel and stove source. So what do I like? I like that these stoves are really simple and really easy to use. I feel like we tend to overcomplicate things, and let's just make it simple. If we make it more simple, then people won't be intimidated to go outside and to go on big adventures. I also think they're great for people who are okay with a little more weight in their pack. My husband and I are okay with a little bit more weight in our pack because we want to be comfortable when we get to camp. If I were thru hiking, would I carry a JetBoil? I don't know, because I'm not a thru hiker and I've never been a thru hiker, and that's just not my genre of adventure. Now I'm curious, what stove do you take when you go backpacking? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, this isn't the place where I'm here to shame or judge people. I'm just here to have an honest conversation about outdoor clothing and gear. Shout out to my drone videographer today, who's not skipping school. Definitely not skipping school today. Now go check out this next video because YouTube thinks you're gonna like it.